Then we had this little fucker who stole a shitload of cash from us.
Wow.
$26,000.
They stole $26,000. $26,000. Yeah. I would probably say 99, and if not, maybe 100%. You know, that's what drives everyone these days. The younger generation, or the generation. You know, it's money. And title.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And like I was just saying before, it's like when you're seeing all of these influencers that are, you know, jet setting and living that nomad lifestyle,
it captivates you to want to have that lifestyle as well.
You want that, right?
You want that.
And then.
All right, welcome back to the Ian Johnston Show. Today, joining me, business owner. Can I say business owner?
Yeah.
Business owner, yes. Ken Craigie, owner of Royale's Chicken and Burgers.
Thanks, Ian. Good to be here.
Oh man, thanks.
Good to see you again.
Thank you for, you know, being a guest on my podcast.
My pleasure, man.
I'm really trying to get this off the ground, you know, and I'm just reaching out to anyone, whoever wants to share some interesting stories.
Hey,
you know, something worth value that the viewers and audience can relate to, you know, interesting, fun, challenges, hard times, anything.
Empowered to you, man. Like, I just love that you've been doing this and putting in the work for such a long time now.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's only right that you start getting into this side of things, you know. You were there with us. I think the first video you did might have been 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Just
in Royale's number one.
Like I remember that time,
that was a fun video.
Yeah.
And I was still so new to everything.
I was same.
Yeah, you came out of nowhere with just like this fascination on how we do things, and we had a lot of fun doing that.
So yeah, for me, same thing. I was fascinated because vlogging back then was exploding as well, you know, it was just coming onto the scene. And then for me, I didn't know what to vlog about, but then I started watching obviously YouTube, and I wanted to do something interesting and fun and something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I just admire that you have just stuck with it, man, and just keep on going. It's going to break through for you, and you're doing the right thing.
I'm hoping, yeah. I think
that's it, dude.
Oh, thanks for that. But yeah, I think that's one of my main things I need to improve on is consistency.
Consistency.
I'll admit it, you know, for myself. Like, I don't have consistency, and due to a lot of things, you know. But I don't want to keep, you know, like make excuses. Just say like I'm not consistent enough. Could be sometimes it's motivation, you know. I'm not motivated to do this and that. But I think now, you know, I just want to keep this thing going.
Good, man. Well, consistency is the hardest thing, and it's the one thing that will lead to success.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to keep at it, and in time, you may succeed in a very different way.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't know where it's going to take you, but consistency is the key, and it's so freaking easy these days to lose consistency because of the amount of information that is constantly circling around us, you know, like social media, screens, TV, like there is just
distractions,
AI, everything is moving so fast. So quick. Like to try and pause in all of that is really hard to do. To stay focused through all of that is really hard to do. To not pay attention to what other people are doing and stay in your own lane doing what you love is really hard. To not be influenced by what you see the rest of the world doing at such a rapid pace. Yeah. That's why I moved to the hills. Give me a bit of space from everything. Let me figure out what I want to do.
Get away from the noise.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really hard to not even subconsciously take on board what you're seeing other people do or what social media is doing. It is so easy to fall into that trap of the and then. If I got that, then I'd be happy too. If I did this, then I would feel accomplished too. But it's external stimuli that's giving you so much of that, right? So if you can just stay consistent, pause, stay focused. That focus is what will help bring you that consistency. And try and block out all of those distractions. Well, then you're halfway there. So power, you'll get there. Yeah, you can do it.
Well, let's see how far I can get it. Let's see how much consistency I can keep this thing going. But anyway, before we get into it, like before we talk about business, I'd just like to know, who were you before Royale's Chicken and Burgers? Who was Ken Craigie?
It was a very insecure but ambitious corporate guy. Like I say insecure because I didn't really have a very strong sense of self. I didn't understand what self-love was. By that, I mean, I really was in the if and then trap. If I earn enough money, then I will have the status and success that I am reaching for. So I kind of took my time through uni because I didn't have the patience to be a broke uni student. So I would do one semester full-time, then go back to work full-time. Or I'd do one semester part-time and work part-time. I just wanted money. You know, I don't know, I was so driven by having money, being able to travel and having money. that became my identity. And it helped me in many ways. I managed to shoot up the ranks. So when I finished university, I kind of leapfrogged all the graduates and went straight into middle management quickly.
Yeah.
And because I already had developed a work ethic, it didn't take me long to get into more senior roles and start leading people that were much older than me.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, I was an executive at Fuji. And
Oh,
I was
really?
a very young executive there.
Fujifilm.
Yeah, Fujifilm.
Oh, wow.
They were Fuji Xerox back then.
Fuji
but
Xerox.
Xerox, kind of the American part of the company, just said, "No, we don't want a bar of you."
Yeah.
So they took off, and now it's Fujifilm.
Yeah.
And so I managed to shoot up the ranks and become a state manager there. And I think I was 33, 34 at the time, which was very young.
Wow.
To be the state manager, and I've
that
got
age.
50-year-old account managers reporting to this young punk.
Yeah,
This
yeah, I
young
guess.
punk. But I was working, I worked like a maniac to
Really?
my own detriment. Eventually, what happened was I got made redundant in a really bad way. Like, I poured heart and soul into that job, and they had this managing director at the time, and he just said, "Sell at all costs." It came out in the woodwork later that many of the others, not all the others, but many of the other executives were forging contracts at the time. I couldn't figure out why I doubled sales, but they were like tripling sales.
Yeah.
When this new managing director came along, I was doing a really good job from what I understood the job to be, especially in my first year.
And they were forging contracts.
But they were forging contracts. And I didn't find that out until a year after, maybe 2 years after I got made redundant. Fortunately, and this is the beauty of life, is sometimes you think the worst thing that's ever happened to you, it turns into the best thing that ever happened to you. I got a sweet redundancy package.
Yeah.
And I had to deal with a whole lot of shame because I got made redundant, so it humbled me in a really big way.
Yeah.
And fortunately for me, before I got made redundant, I rolled the dice and invested in my brother. He was the one with the dream of Royales.
It was him. It started from him.
It was him, yeah, Royales.
Oh,
He
Royales,
called me
yeah.
up and said, "Dude, the place I've been looking at, the Crumpet Cafe, it's up for lease. Do you want to invest in me?" I'm just, "Yes, dude, I got you." It really spoke to, you got to love what you do. And if you love what you do, the success will come. And that's how I backed my brother. It's just, "You got this. I know you wanted to have a restaurant since you were 16.
Really?
Do it. Don't worry about the money. I've got the money. I'm in the corporate role right now. I'm rolling in it right now. For a 33, 34-year-old, I got the cash. Just do what you love with this place." And so when I got made redundant, that restaurant had been running for 3 or 4 months. It was just starting to find its stride. And he said to me, I started helping out a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And I'm corporate Ken,
Yeah.
I'm not a hospo guy
Yeah.
anymore. The hospo was my uni days.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm all of a sudden a dish pig, but I'm wearing shorts, I'm wearing a t-shirt, I'm working with my mates, my friends and family are coming into the store. I'm starting to realize life is pretty cool like this.
Yeah, really?
And so Al says, well, why don't you just not rush back into the corporate world and give this a go with me? And I said, well, one store is not big enough for 2 of us, but if we want to grow it, I'm in. And then bang, we opened 11 stores in 5 years.
11 stores in 5 years.
Well, I should say 8 stores, but we opened 11 stores because we upgraded 3. So
Just in 5 years.
In 5 years, we were crushing it. This is all pre-COVID
Young,
times.
ambitious.
And loving
Determined.
it. Party boys. Well, not so much him. I was still a bit of a party boy. What was cool was he just had his daughter, Kalia. And so she was like 2 years old at the time. So by default, our restaurant was accommodating 2-year-olds as well as being accommodating the party scene kind of thing.
Yeah.
And because I was still in party mode, my friends were all still in party mode. Like back then, it was just such a cool lifestyle to have. So yeah, who was I before Royales? I was this really like Wolf of Wall Street type of guy, just wanting to wear the nice suits and travel the world and doing business. And it was so shallow, it was so soulless, and I needed to go through that to realize what I needed to grow into.
And appreciate what you have now.
Yeah, to learn how to love myself properly.
Yeah.
Back then it was just I needed money to justify who I was. I needed the status to justify who I was. That's what kind of kept me going to work as hard as I did. But then once you start to...
I think these days, like, I would probably say 99, and if not, maybe 100%, That's what drives everyone these days. The younger generation, or the generation, it's money and title.
Yeah, that's it. And like I was just saying before, it's like when you're seeing all of these influencers that are, jet setting and living that nomad lifestyle.
It captivates you to want to have that lifestyle as well.
You want that, right?
You want that. What made you believe that Al was the one who had the idea to start Royale Chicken and Burgers.
Yep.
But based on yourself, what made you believe you could actually succeed and run your own business? I know you studied hospitality, but what was that? You had the right mindset, and you had you had your brother's support as well.
Yep.
So what made you?
Okay, so I never studied hospitality, but I was fresh out of a leadership program.
Oh.
So this leadership program, like...
That's amazing. And you still managed to, open your business.
Yeah.
And then another 11 more in
11 more
5
openings.
years.
We had 8
within
stores
5
at
years.
its peak, yeah.
And you never studied hospitality.
No.
See, this just proves something else. Like, I don't want to get into it, but anyway.
So Al was the operator, and I brought the business mindset to it at the time, and that real thinking bigs. And what happened just before I got made redundant, Fuji Xerox, I got selected to be the Australian representative to go to Japan and Singapore for what they called the New Leaders Development Program. And the way they were running things over there versus Australia was beautiful. I took to it. It resonated so strong with me, but it was so different to the way Australia was being run. Australia was like, nah, we don't do that bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Japan and I just admired the fact that they found a way to connect with business at a really deep level.
A deeper way.
To connect their heart to the business somehow.
So that's what
So that's what I brought.
you grasped that, and
I got that, and I understood that every business needs to have a very clear mission, vision, and set of values to help shape their culture or manage a culture. There's a couple of ways you can go about mission, whether it's the internal one for staff to go by or the external one for customers to know you by. So a mission statement is your guiding light when shit gets tough. Why do I do this? And for us, I watched them for a while, and I sat them down and I said, you guys aren't just making really good burgers here. Everyone that comes in here is leaving super happy, not just because of the burger, but the vibe, the artwork, the artists that have come in here. This was like a community service that you're doing. I think the mission should be along the lines of, we create happiness through chicken, burgers, and super friendly service while supporting the local community.
wow.
So whether staff read that or customers read that, it was legit. We could stand by it, and we would stand by it. The vision was simple. We wanted to be the best burgers, we wanted to be the best chicken, and we wanted our customers to love us. And we did that. We kept on winning all of those urban lists and all of those awards, broadsheet, and we just kept on getting those accolades. And then the values, now this is the hardest one, because keep in mind, we went from 4 employees to 115 in that 5 years. So we had a number one, if employees can't remember all of the values, the number one value you have to remember is what we called customer awesomeness.
Customer awesomeness.
That customer has to leave here thinking, that was awesome. The food was awesome, the people were awesome, the artwork, the music, everything. You know what, that was awesome, I'm gonna do it again. Now, if our staff could do that, they could get away with murder. They could spill an entire bucket of hot sauce. They could break a whole tray of plates. They could make mistakes, and we would forgive them if they did that one thing. Deliver customer awesomeness.
Wow.
Now, as an employer, we learned that we had to do more than just have that one thing. We also had to have workplace excellence, especially with the way Fair Work and health and safety, as strict as they are here. But we also want to promote teamwork. One person can't run the show, because we had a couple of big personalities come through, and
yes, okay.
They were good, but they were assholes to everyone
Oh,
else.
really?
So we
just trying to prove their trying to prove their point because they're at a higher level. Is it like that?
Or just throw their weight around
because they know more.
Yeah.
Because they're this.
They're this, yeah. Like they just thought they were better. So we had to kind of put that in check. But we always had to.
How do you approach those type of people?
Sometimes you just had to make an example of the ones that were really bad. Like the few times that we fired people, we pretty much told everyone the reason why. So there was a couple of, some really crude comments to some of the young girls.
Oh, really?
And I'd be waiting for that person the
obnoxious.
next day. Obnoxious, but also really inappropriate.
Oh, really?
And so I would wait for that person to arrive at work, and when they'd show up, I'd just say, you don't work here anymore.
Just like that?
Just like that. And then I'd let everyone know why he's not working today.
Did they show that type of personality during their interview?
Nah, there was some really great performers. there was a manager that had us convinced that the team loved him, and the team was, and we found out that everyone thought he was our mate, and so they didn't want to tell us what was really going on.
No.
But he was actually threatening them, saying they're my mates. If you guys tell them, I'll fire you.
What?
He was manipulative. Then we had this little fucker who stole a shitload of cash from us.
Wow.
$26,000.
They stole $26,000.
$26,000. Because this is before, like,
from your business.
We've been around 10 years. At one point in time, cash was quite common.
Yes.
Now we get bugger all cash. But like this guy, it was basically, we had about $9,000 cash a week. And he basically stole the takings for a whole month, plus 2 weeks, because our reconciliation check got missed after the 4 weeks. And I asked him, and I asked everyone, do you know what's happened to this money?
That's a lot of money for someone not knowing
dude,
where it went. Come on, man.
Oh, man. And this little snake, this little weasel, we brought that guy up. We took him under our wing. We trained him. We showed him everything. And he was good. But to steal that much money from us, and he's lucky he's still walking right now because...
Wow. Did you guys press charges?
I said to him, if you give me the money back, so charges were pressed, but I said, if you give me the money back, I will vouch for you in court. And so the day before he went to court, we got our money back.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
How did you catch him?
So I interviewed everyone, and my question was, did you take the money? And everyone said no, except for him. His answer was, I don't think so.
Oh,
and it just it sat with me for a while. I don't think so. Like,
what kind of an answer is that?
So it's $26,000
exactly.
in cash.
What kind of an answer?
I know.
Why don't think so?
So the cop that was working the case was really good. I said, would you mind just giving him a call? And he said, yeah, no worries. And so he called him up and said, I'd like you to come into the station.
Oh man,
that's when he came up to me. He said, can I talk to you? He was in tears, bawling his eyes out, and I'm just like, dude, why are you such an idiot? Like, what? How could you do that? Like, he really betrayed everyone's trust. Like, he had everyone. There was a couple of people that were suspicious.
How did he manage that? Like, you know, when no one noticed, and no one noticed it. How did he do it?
Our accountants got a bit of a talking to because there was confusion between. So I went in to go check the safe a few times, but between my dad and my brother and I, one of us was always grabbing the takings.
Okay.
And this is a year where we had 4 other stores now.
Yeah.
So we're still learning how to keep up. Like it was not smooth sailing that first 5 years.
Yeah.
We were just lucky we hit the market at a good time.
Yep.
Like, it was not smooth sailing. It was not good systems. Everything was archaic. It was just a shit
Chaotic,
show.
was it?
So when I went to go check the takings, I'm like, oh, someone's already got them. And I assumed it was my
brother or his dad.
And then like, I caught on to this. I'm like, Dad, have you been getting the savings from Vic Park? He goes, no. I'm like, Al, have you been getting the savings from Vic Park? He's like, no. And I'm like,
where the hell is it going?
Go to the accountants, like, guys, checking the money.
Oh, man.
And they're like, we missed the check. I'm like, what do you mean we missed the check? And then they did this. They did the numbers, and it's like, yeah, we're short $26,000, Ken. I'm like,
damn.
So we're having that's how good business was back then, is we didn't even notice $26,000 was missing.
Wow.
Like, we were just getting
You're just getting pumped and hammered. It was just, life was great.
Life was great. You know, like, we felt like Breaking Bad. You know, like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And we literally had a dining table, me, Al, Mum, and Dad, and we're all
just counting money,
covered in cash,
straight up.
We had to buy money counters, and it was just like, we really thought we were home. Like, we really thought, we've done it.
You've hit it.
This is going to be 1,000 stores. Like,
wow.
we're gonna make Perth famous for being the home of Royales.
Yep.
Just the way like Cali is for In-N-Out, just the way like whatever you think of these franchises that are.
Put Perth on the map.
We're gonna put Perth on the map. That's where my ego took me.
Yeah.
So I said to Al in that first year, let's try and open 2 a year. Let's aim for 10 in the first 5 years. So we got to 8 stores, but we opened 11 because we upgraded 3.
Yep.
And like, even when we got to the 11th, I'm like, I don't know how we pulled that off. Like, that was hard. And the reality of it was that there was only 2 stores that were really crushing it. The other ones were kind of just hanging in there.
Just hanging in there, right?
Yeah. And those 2 stores were crushing it, Wembley and Vic Park, and they're the 2 stores we still have today.
Yep.
They were basically holding up the whole group.
Yep.
But what an experience, because we ended up going from like, I remember when Al wrote to me and he was really proud that I think he got his first $15,000 week out of the first store.
Wow.
$15,000 week. And we eventually, what were we?
Was that the most Royales earned in 1 week?
No, we got up to $70,000
in 1 week?
In one store.
In 1 week?
Yeah, in 1 week.
You generated 70 G's in 1 week in one store?
We did just shy of $10 million.
In 1 year?
In 1 year.
For all the
whole
shops.
group.
For the
Yeah.
whole. Wow.
And it was amazing because like
10 million bucks.
yeah, and how do you not make a profit off 10 million? Because you spent 10 million and one to do it.
Oh, okay.
That's what we learned the hard way. It was just like we could grow and we could sell, but as we were doing it, the cost of everything started rising, and then when COVID came along,
So that 10 mil was kind of getting sucked back into the business.
big time, big time, big time. That was when we realized, okay, we're making this much money, but our profit is the same as it was when we had one store. Isn't that crazy? Like that one store was getting like 2.5. Then we've grown to this 8 stores, and now we're doing 10.
2.5 for one store in 1 year.
That was the best store. Yeah.
And that was in
The Vic
Park one.
Yeah, in fact, its best year I think was probably closer to 3.
3 mil.
Yeah, so for a mid-tier brand,
Oh my
that was.
God.
We've had to go through that.
That's a lot of challenges
It's not
that you-
something I'm proud of, but that is just the
How-
nature of the beast. You win some, you lose
Yes.
some.
How much does it cost to start a business, a restaurant? How much did it cost Royale's to start in Big Park?
Oh, the first one?
Yeah.
130.
130,000.
130K.
Including the place that you
So
the
what-
rented.
Okay, you want to hear a funny fact? With that first one,
Yep.
the rent was super cheap, really
back
cheap.
then, eh?
Yeah. Now, a healthy business back then, your rent was equal to between 7 and 10% of your sales.
Okay.
All right. So if your sales is 200,000, then 20,000. Your rent is 20,000
A month.
a year.
Oh, a year.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, a year.
That's
a
just
year.
an example
Sorry,
number.
okay, okay.
So 7 to 10%. Your rent should equal 7 to 10% back then.
Back then.
Now it's more like 4 to 5. But back then, because there was no delivery
Yeah.
fees, another story, 7 to 10% was considered healthy.
Yep.
That store, 0.4. It was a unicorn. Yeah.
0.4.
0.4%. Our rent was 0.4% of our sales.
What?
It was insane.
That's like
that thing
That's-
was a cash cow. We thought we were set
my
for
God.
life, man. Like when even our accountant at the time, when he came along, like
He was just
was
wow.
like, you guys are doing something amazing here. Like and you know the coolest part about it was that we didn't really care about the money. We were more concerned about
You love what you were doing.
the vibe. We just wanted to be that cool place
Yeah.
for people to go. We wanted people to come out smiling. We wanted people talking about us to their friends. Like,
Yeah.
this is where I'm going to take you.
Yeah.
TripAdvisor, we were scoring 4.5s on TripAdvisor, but we didn't care for the accolades. We cared about the vibe.
Just the vibe.
Yeah.
Just,
I mean,
just that positive energy that people were coming in and coming out
yeah,
of, you know.
that's where
of
we were
the
getting our rush
restaurant.
from.
Wow.
You know, like people just
Wow.
being so grateful that they've driven from Mandurah or Joondalup to come and see us, or they've Bustleton or Bunbury, you know, they've come up for a special occasion. Like, that was cool.
It made you feel really, really good, eh?
Yeah.
Everyone feel good, like, you know, that sense of fulfillment.
Absolutely, yeah. Like
That's the best
It was
feeling,
our
I guess.
ikigai, you
Yeah.
know. Like we found something we were good at that paid us, and we felt like it was a real community service.
That's it, man.
You know, like we felt like we were doing the world a favor. We were doing Perth a favor. But you know, like now there's a burger operator on every second street.
Everywhere, aren't they? They're everywhere.
We started something, and we just have to accept that, you know, mimicry is the highest form of flattery. I mean,
Started this burger
yeah.
This is the fucking
yeah.
thing second now.
It's like,
But it's a very inspiring story that's, you know, like for me, like, you know, I'm very interested, intrigued about trying to find out how much does it cost to run a business, to start a business up like Royale's, you know, something like that. And I always thought in the back of my mind, it was always like close to $1 million to start something up like that.
should have been. So like 130 was super cowboy, because 130 basically gave us a basic fit out, very basic. We couldn't even afford the kitchen equipment fully. We financed it.
Who takes care of all that? Like that's the side
Between
of
my
stuff.
brother and I, like, yeah, we
You just went and figured it out on your own.
He figured out a lot of this company called Silver Chef. So Silver Chef is great if you really want to get in, but you don't have all the funds to do it. Problem is, if you back calculate what they're actually charging you in interest, which they hide in their repayments, they don't tell you
really?
what interest rate. They're charging you nearly 50% interest.
Whoa.
Yeah, when you work
so
it
you're like paying double almost.
Mate,
Oh, you are
like,
at 50%.
We could have bought our equipment 3 times over after 5 years, you know, like, and they don't tell you when your contract is up. They'll keep on charging you a fee.
It just
until
looks
you
good in
say
the
something.
beginning, does it?
Well, it gets you across the line. It gets you up and running, and that's what we needed. And for us, it was perfect because we were just smashing it. It's like, yeah, we can pay these repayments. We should just pay off the equipment, but we just want to keep on going. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, let it do its thing.
the fun is still there, and
And then in addition to that, you should have at least 3, ideally 6 months of OPEX.
OPEX.
So your labor, your utilities, your insurance, your subscriptions, like
Backed up.
operating expenses, you should have a buffer for that. For
Oh, a buffer. Okay, you should have
minimum of 3 months.
3 months, a buffer of that. All
I know,
that.
like that's 6 months is responsible. 3 months is lean. We had.
If you had it for 6 months, that's crazy.
I know it's a lot of money. So that's so.
In case something happens, obviously, like
in case something happens, because sometimes, and this
a
happened to
buffer of
us.
6 months, man.
It took Al at least 6 weeks to start seeing a steady flow of customers. The first, he had
that's
a mental
when-
breakdown in the first month, because he explains it like, oh my God, my brother has invested all this money in me. I've invested everything in this. The family was like, everyone just knows I've put everything into this. And there was no customers. He was there by himself because he couldn't afford AJ's wage. Told AJ to go home early, and he just collapsed on the kitchen floor, just like overwhelmed by the stress. And thankfully, things.
That was the first 6 weeks.
That
was it?
I think that was in the first 6 weeks. It might have been in the first couple of weeks, because he was just feeling the pressure of what if this business.
Was there
fails?
competition back then?
No. Nah, it was, well, there was Grilled.
That was
Grilled was right there,
Right
and
there.
Chimek was there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Was Chimek there before us? No, I think Chimek came in after us. They did. They came in after us, actually. So it was just Grilled, and then there was a kebab place, I think.
Yeah.
Further, no, V-Burger. It was V-Burger.
I remember V-Burger.
Yeah, they were further up. So there
Yeah.
was 2 burger joints in that hot zone.
Yep.
And I remember telling Al, just take them on, dude. You've got, because Al was a fine dining chef. Like, how is Grilled?
So he had a background of.
Al does, yeah.
Al does.
Al was a killer chef, you know,
Yeah.
like, but his passion was always dude food.
Dude food.
Dude food, man. Like, man versus food, like he just junked out on that.
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
was his shtick, that kind of
And
food.
he came up with all the recipes.
All of them. Yep.
Ingredients, you know, and what separates Royale's from the other restaurants.
But now the other restaurants have just copied what Royale's
Pretty
does
much.
with some tweaks, you know? Like,
Yeah, right.
I mean, it didn't take long before we discovered that the Merrywell was copying our recipes.
Really?
Yeah, like we know that. I remember, it was Merrywell and.
Who's that chef in Merrywell?
Yeah, and was it Swan Brewery? And then when we brought it up with our baker at the time, they're like, well, you know, like it's business is business. We're like, screw you. Like that was kind of our
Idea.
trademark.
Yeah.
And you're just, but you know, business is business. Like
Yeah.
we didn't have any exclusivity deal. Now we do. We learned our lesson. But
Yeah.
you know, we came out and everyone was trying to copy us. Like, yeah, and
wow.
people were just popping up everywhere. And it was like every month there was 2 new burger operators, and this went on for years.
Yep.
It's slowing down now. I think everyone realizes
It's just too much, isn't it?
it's too saturated now.
Yeah.
It's lost its kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
Like there was something really special about it at the time, but
Yep.
now it's just like it's going to be a fond memory. You know,
Yeah,
like 10 years
definitely.
in the game, like we can call that an institution now. You
So
know?
when Al started to see progress after 6 weeks, what was it that drove people into Royale's?
I think that was that gratitude they had for the customers that came in. That started a small snowball. Word started getting out, and then suddenly the publications started coming out. So there was no Instagram at the time.
Yeah, okay.
Now, restaurants back then weren't really using Facebook for advertising.
No.
We couldn't afford advertising, so all we could use was Facebook. And so word started to get around organically. And then this I know they had a couple of big nights, but there was a competition. No, it was the all-you-can-eat wings.
Oh, so you put events like that?
Well, I think that was the catalyst. This dude, Sam from Perth Eating Challenges, I don't know if he's still a creator these days, but he was a fan and he put out this post, and Al sent me a photo. I was still in Adelaide at the time, of this mass of people outside the restaurant.
Wow.
You could not get it. Someone took a photo from the other side of the street and it looked like a nightclub crowd trying to get in. There was no line. It was just this horde of people waiting.
That's when you knew that you had a gold mine.
That's when I knew. Al knew before.
Oh,
but
he ready.
When
Yeah.
I saw that crowd, I'm like, that's it. Like, this is going to be the start of a launch. And it went on for 18 months where we just had week on week increase in sales.
Wow.
18 months.
18 months.
Only
Oh,
people,
after 18 months, sorry.
for 18 months,
for-
every week.
Every
just
week
got
it was just
bigger,
going up and up.
It just kept
and this
on
is
going
and
up
this
for
is started
18 months
after
straight.
this is started it started like after 6 weeks when
Yep.
you was open, and it just started getting more traffic.
Just launched.
Wow, man, that's
the
so
only place I've
exciting.
seen have a better honeymoon period than that is Yochi in
Oh,
Vic Park.
the yogurt.
Man,
Was it
those-
yogurt?
they-
or?
Yeah, that frozen yogurt. They are crushed. They've been
not a
their
fan of
honeymoon
that.
period. Yeah, well, there's
don't
there's so many
Really?
desserts in Vic Park. I mean, surely it's like bubble tea. We're
She
gonna get
loves
sick
it,
of
eh?
it.
Yeah,
Remember
bubble
when
tea, even
went
bubble tea,
crazy?
yeah.
Hopefully, the desserts will start to slow down a little bit because it's
People-
stupid. There's like 5 ice cream places in like a 50-meter radius now.
Wow.
But Yochi's like the king, and their honeymoon period I think has been going for 2 years. And
Still going.
I call it a honeymoon period when they still have the line out the door.
Yep. I do
the
see
biggest
them
line out the
until
door.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
But now I don't really pay attention to it much. But
Yeah.
there's still a lot of people there,
They're
queuing up.
thumping,
But I
yeah.
don't, not my type of thing.
I'm not a.
They definitely should slow down with the sweets because there's going to be an increase in diabetes soon.
Well,
It's-
somebody said to me, you should open an insulin center right next
Yeah.
door, or right in between those 4 or 5. It's like,
Yeah,
there's
you got a
something there.
dialysis center. Okay, guys, watch the blood now.
Yeah, that's where all the personal trainers should hang out. But yeah, anyways.
I love that story. That's a very inspiring story. It's
Yeah,
like,
thanks, man.
coming from someone who really had no background in hospitality, but you had the mindset, you had the ambition,
And Al-
determination, and then with that as well, you had your brother as well,
He had the skill, and I had the vision for
the vision
I
for
guess.
it as well.
I
And
don't
then
think he
that
believed we could have done it.
combination
Yeah.
just blew up, eh?
Oh, and when it worked, it was freaking amazing. So that's what's happening now. Is like we're having to get super lean. But what's funny is the shift or the change is still somehow creating a better life for me. I don't know how I'm doing it.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier on as well.
I'm leveraging the business a bit more.
Yep.
But now got the home in the hills with an ocean view on a clear day. Like my view is stunning.
Wow.
I'm surrounded by a forest, so I'm hiking every morning with my dogs. I'm breathing clean air. I can't hear my neighbor's conversation. I'm in the community. I'm a volunteer firefighter there. Like
Awesome.
just doing things I love.
It's amazing.
It's a really bizarre time in my life right now, and have you seen the description or the comparison of Year of the Snake to Year of the Horse?
No.
Check this out. I'll send it to you. But Year of the Snake was meant to be a quiet but very challenging year where you start to reflect and you start to shed your skin of things that aren't serving you anymore. You start to realize the person that you're trying to become, and that's going to come with some hardships as you go through that change and let go of things that you've held on to for too long.
Yeah.
Year of the Horse is when you lean into your strengths. So the person that you've been thinking about, you are now going to embody.
Manifesting
So
it.
the work that you've done last year was a tough year.
Yeah.
This is when you're going to reap the rewards for what you put in last year. All that pain, all that change, that flipping your life on its head. Now you step into the person that you were trying to become.
Wow.
This is the year for it. So the Year of the Horse is going to be a big one. Still a lot of change, but last year was letting go of the anchors, the shackles that were holding you back from being who you wanted to be.
Wow.
Year of the Horse. I'll send you this thing.
Yeah, that's
It
interesting.
was a really reassuring.
Get me fired up.
Yeah, man. So you should be. We all should be.
You guys getting fired up, man.
2025 was rough, but man, I did some shit last year. Like none of it was a home run, but fuck, I took some shots.
Yeah.
And so this year, one of them's gonna land, and they're already starting to.
Oh.
I'm already seeing it. Like
You've already achieved so much, in your life, and like you mentioned, you're living a peaceful life now, and something a little bit more extraordinary again.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's just that phase in your life that you're transitioning into. So that business side of things, what you were doing, maybe that was like your younger days stuff, and obviously now you're transitioning into something else, into something, could be something more significant,
Yeah.
more meaning, more purpose. It's just all combining into this one thing, and it's about to relish
right.
in your own
I've got
existence.
I've got a couple of things already going for me, a couple of new businesses, and I can't wait to see where they go.
You're a real businessman, right?
I wouldn't say that I'm
But-
there yet, but I'm trying. I love it. The last few years have been character building. I feel like they've been conditioning me for this year. This year's going to be a cracker.
What does it take for someone to actually go into business? You started just with, great mindset, ambitious, determination. and you never went to hospitality at all, school, but what takes like, you hear a lot of people talk about, oh, they want to start their own business, and then they have all these qualifications, they went to school, they studied this and that. They don't take it into existence. They don't will it to existence.
I think
what is it? And then someone to come along that's outrageous, courageous, very bold.
Yeah.
And
I've met some really...
just make it happen,
Look, I've met some really simple people that have just done amazing things in business. And I say they're simple because their conversation doesn't go much further than what they do for business. But because they love it so much, they really don't think of anything else. Like they wear their business on their sleeve as a badge of honor. And I say they're simple because like having a conversation with them was really difficult. Like,
really?
So tell me what you like. Well, I like my laundromat. And it's like, yeah, well, what do you do when you're not doing laundromats? I clean. Where do you clean? My laundromats. It's like, okay, I see where this is going.
So they just focus solemnly on to their business.
But they loved it. And I don't think they only
it.
went into it for the money. I think they liked the game of business. They liked the game of making money, but I don't think making money was the goal. And I don't think making money should ever be the goal. I think making money...
That's what everyone thinks of, isn't it, when they start a business?
It's important that you make money. Yeah, it's important that you make money, but it shouldn't be the
first
main goal.
thing.
The first thing should be, do you love it? Like, can you love it? Can you love doing this day in, day out? Because it's going to get hard, it's going to get dark, it's going to get ruthless, it's going to be unfair. There will be times where everything is just falling apart around you, and all of a sudden this person is trying to report you to fair work because you didn't pay them this shift allowance on this day, or they whatever, these bullshit things will come up. So you better love it enough to be willing to deal with it, because if you don't, you'll just so easily want to run away.
You had that love.
Big time. I've also hated it a few times. I've had many, many dark patches with the business. Many dark patches.
That you just wanted to quit as well?
Oh yeah, like there were times where it just felt like everything I'm trying to do is just
not working out,
and it's not working, and then you realize, and it's a real test of the way you live your life, because sometimes you try so hard, and then the second you let go, it just falls into place. And then sometimes you let go for too long, and then you need to really double down on your work. And it is a ruthless, ruthless beast. And don't let initial success or any wave of success fool you, because there's a challenge right around the corner that you could not prepare for.
Really?
Yeah.
What goes up must come down.
Yeah, exactly, man. You better love it enough. So I love the ikigai. Have you heard of ikigai? Find something that you love doing, that's good for the world, that pays a salary, and then there's one more thing in there. I can't remember. Ikigai. It's a Japanese philosophy. You do these 4 things. If you tick these 4 boxes, that's the job you should be doing. So you love it. It serves a purpose. You can make money off it. Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
That's very interesting as well.
Yeah, well, so I got this caravan weighing business, and I've got my friend AJ doing it, and I keep telling him, I think this is your ikigai, dude, because he's loving it. It pays him really well, and he gets to be an authority. Like he really gets fulfilled by doing it.
Yeah.
And it definitely serves a purpose, because every one of his customers is going to hit the road safer and with more peace of mind.
You always have to have that purpose.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like, this is a really good business for you, dude.
Wow.
Like, you should consider buying this, because it ticks those 4 boxes, and I don't know many people that have found something. Like, that's why I said to you, you're lucky you found a job that you love.
Yeah.
If you really genuinely love it, you found your ikigai, because I'm assuming it's serving a good purpose, or you can connect with the way it's serving the world in some way or another. If you can't, that's the thing that will force you to leave eventually.
It's very spiritual, that.
Yeah,
the Ikigai stuff.
Check out Ikigai.
Yeah, definitely.
AIKIGAI. It's a cool little checklist of, does this line of work or is what I'm doing serving me?
How many is it?
4.
4.
Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, you're good at it, and you can be authority. You love it. It does pay the bills, and it serves the world.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's like self-growth.
Self-growth, yeah.
That was a really, really great discussion. A really, really great episode. That was a good podcast.
We covered a lot.
We covered a lot of stuff, definitely. That was very interesting.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming to my place and being a guest.
All good.
This is episode 4 done for me.
All good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue. I like having conversations like this,
Yeah,
I learn stuff as well. At the same time, it's very impactful, intriguing to the audience, to the viewers. Yeah, that was captivating for me. That was
Awesome,
very interesting. Just to learn about business and the struggles that you went through and the happiness that you encountered as well along the way.
Highs and lows.
Highs and lows. That was very interesting. Yeah,
All
I could
good,
very thankful. So
happy to share.
yeah, thank you very much.
Cool.
Yeah, that's,
All right.
damn, it's like 12 o'clock.
I know.